Welcome back to the newest episode of the Hawk's Nest podcast, where we spread glee
and eliminate negativity. And I know we're in it looks like we're in a closet today.
Yeah, it's kind of like interrogation room.
Yeah.
I'm getting, but
this
it's
is
pretty fun.
This is a hidden spot here at the Cedar Springs High School.
I like
this is
for
like
interviews.
This is like the side of the auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
You
The
can take
upper
it
left.
if you go in the main entrance, or not the main entrance, the athletic entrance,
Mhm.
and you walk straight, you can get to this room.
Yep,
It's
just take a
kinda
left,
hidden.
like right when you're getting up the stairs, and then it's right
No,
there.
it's not even there. Like this goes down, and this door goes out to the other entrance.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. I
Yeah,
thought you were
so
talking about like entering the
auditorium. No, I meant
Yeah.
the athletic entrance. Okay. Ian, tell us what happened last week. Actually, no, I'll go into that because
It relates to you.
yeah, basketball tryouts ended this week. So shout out to everybody who went out for the
Including
boys
him.
basketball. Girls basketball is next week, so be there for that. But yeah, shout out to all the boys who went and balled.
Booyah.
And tell us our special day, Ian, today.
One of the special days is Peanut Butter Fudge Day. It's a legendary combination. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
I do
are-
like peanut butter fudge.
Yeah,
peanut,
I love it. Ice
peanut
cream.
butter.
That as ice cream it's beautiful. And then also
Okay.
Children's Day. So shout out to all the children on their iPads.
That's us. We're children.
Yo,
Technically.
yeah, it depends.
Shout
I feel
out.
like
It's us.
us. Yeah, I feel like
It's
some
us.
people say children are like little, but some people say children are like 0 to 18.
According to the
but
legal definition, we're all children. So shout out
Boom.
us.
Yo.
I'll take some celebration.
Wu-Tang for the children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually love that. I love that quote.
Okay.
Okay. So now to introduce our new Hawk on the Block.
Hey.
Welcome to Sid Bender.
This
Introduce
is Sid
yourself.
Bender. Welcome yourself.
Yes, of
Introduce
course.
yourself.
Hey, hello, my name is Sid. I am a sophomore, and yeah.
You're happy to be here.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, our pleasure.
Chick-fil-A. Okay. So
Oh.
today's special episode is all about. Well, when this is coming out, I think it's 3 days before, or it's soon.
Yeah, it's a
It'll
little
be
bit before.
Monday, so
yeah, it'll be a Monday,
Monday,
Tuesday,
Wednesday,
Wednesday, Thursday.
So 3 days.
The third Thursday. This one, is it technically the 4th? I don't remember. The 23rd Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's the focus of this podcast. About the history,
This is gonna
everything
be.
about it.
Yeah. Today's episode is all about the real history, not the real history. Yeah.
The real history,
No,
because
it's fake
very,
Yeah.
it's very like misrepresented and misunderstood.
Yeah. So today we're gonna be educating people about you listening, if you don't already know, the history behind Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So Ian, get us into. So we're gonna start. We have 3 sections here. Our first are just gonna be some common myths about the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
You want to dive into it?
One of them is friendly indigenous Americans from an unidentified tribe welcoming the pilgrims and then taught them how to survive and like the ways of the land and everything, and then just handed it off and like gave their everything to the pilgrims. Just
Yeah.
hey, here's everything we have. Here's all our resources and all our methods.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly like
I
that.
think that's great too, because like I remember as a kid, I was just like, yeah, that's how it worked. Everything was like we were all just like kumbaya. We were
Yeah,
friends.
it's crazy.
It's not
But,
at
uh-huh.
all.
It-
So yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like from such a young age, we were just taught this like Americentric view.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
it's just so harmful.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
romanticized
Yeah.
because it didn't show that you're like, just down like the dangerous and the like
Mhm.
terrible aspects of it.
Oh yeah, and like how many people like
Yeah, like
were
died.
harmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the
like
great
the
dying.
violence.
Yeah.
The violence.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Another myth we have here is that the main tribe like that with the history behind Thanksgiving is the Wampanoags. I looked up how to pronounce that. I think it's how it's pronounced. I saw a few people pronounce it the Wampanoags. But the Mayflower was not the first contact that the Wampanoags had with Europeans. In fact, a couple of them could speak English because they already went to Europe.
I know
So
of, I don't know how many, but one of them, Squanto, I learned about this in U.S.
Oh,
history
yeah.
from Mr. Kapulka. He somehow, I don't remember how, ended up in Europe when he was young and like kind of grew up
I
there,
think
so
he
he
was
knew
a
English. A slave? Okay.
Yeah, he was
He-
taken over.
Okay, yeah, he like knew English and he knew of their beer or something, like some type of alcohol.
Yeah.
And then they, like Europeans pulled up, and they were like, he like ran up to them and was like, alcohol, blah, 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 because he spoke English. But
Yeah.
their mutual relationship did end up taking a very negative turn.
Yeah, I think it's also I mean, like, I forget too, it's like history isn't as like this happened, then this happened. It's a lot more like connected, like as in the sense of like it wasn't like the Mayflower pulled up and then they were all like, oh my gosh, there's Europeans, what the
Mhm.
heck?
Yeah.
Because it was like I I forget that sometimes.
They didn't know of Europe really. Well, like
Some people.
some of them did, but it wasn't like, hey, here's this map that has Europe on it
Yeah,
and all
that's
these
true.
countries. It was much more like unknown.
But
And another
yeah.
with that, that's not how every single interaction between European like colonizers and the Native Americans went. Because like in South America, like I don't remember which disease it was, but like basically like 80 to 90% of the Native American population was wiped out
Yeah.
from
That's so
disease.
horrible.
yeah, from disease and things. And then also
Mhm.
there's murder and slavery and
Yeah.
things like that.
What's our next myth about Halloween?
The next myth. The invitation for a feast was done in order to make an alliance between the English, was it English Europeans or?
Yeah, it was the pilgrims. Basically,
Yeah, the
the
pilgrims.
main dude of the Wampanoag tribe. He was basically like apparently. So from what I read, it was kind of it was a few things, but basically a lot of people were dying of disease because the pilgrims pulled up and with
Mhm. No, for
livestock.
real.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then there were some like rebels like in Indigenous America who were like going against the Wampanoag. So basically, he was like, I want to be in favor with the pilgrims and the Europeans.
Mhm.
And then this
Yeah.
relationship, I have down written here. I need to do more research on this. I did some, but I feel like it's a whole nother topic, so I didn't want to dive too much
It was
into
like
it.
you just kind of scratched the surface.
Yeah, but like this relationship, like over the years and like through some years in the future. Well, I don't know how far it was. In the
I don't know if it was years, but over time it just completely like
it fell apart,
deteriorated
and then
fell
what
apart,
happened
yeah.
was it was called King Philip's War, because at the time King Philip, it wasn't his actual name, but it's what people called him, was
Mhm.
the leader of the Wampanoag tribe, and it's like one of the most it's very gruesome from just the reading I was doing. So
yeah, a very bloody war.
yeah, and I'm like after that, I'm pretty sure that was like when the pilgrims or not the pilgrims, but the Europeans kind of like fully took over that section, because like they were kind of in favor, but then they had a reason to like fight, and then that was one of the main reasons that they like murdered a lot of them.
Yeah, because like overall it's just like it's always like I grew up with it represented as just they met and then had fun and ate together and then lived in peace and harmony, but that's not at all how it went.
Mhm.
They pushed them out of their land, murdered them, so many things.
Yeah.
So
Okay, now this next section we have is called the feast. So this
Mhm.
section is a bit about how Thanksgiving became the holiday it is today. So we know it's like where it started from was this like story of pilgrims came over in the Mayflower and they met with the indigenous people, and then they all became friends in Kumbaya, and they
Mhm.
ate turkey.
and how did that like come to
Yeah.
fruition? Is
Mhm.
that the
It's
word?
very
Yeah.
interesting, yeah.
So our first thing is that originally European people European people would actually, they used to fast and pray on Thanksgiving. It was not because the whole thing is they didn't eat,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of
Dang,
opposite now.
yeah.
Until in 1769, basically a bunch of pilgrims, descendants who like lived in Plymouth. And this is a quote from the article I read, felt like their cultural authority was slipping away as New England became less relevant with the colonies.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it all started from the fact that this holiday we celebrate today is because a bunch of people felt like their cultural authority was being stolen by other
Yeah.
colonies, which is
Huh.
But they were also the ones doing that. So
yeah,
that was
I know.
very
Well,
hypocritical.
yeah, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts on
So.
this? Both, but like, what are your? How does that make you
Yeah.
feel?
Yeah, it's just like you can go.
No, it's okay. I think it's obviously maybe they wouldn't want to teach it to children, so maybe that's not like why we were
Mhm.
taught that version of the story. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I don't know. I feel like it's definitely a very harmful view that
Yeah.
we all have now. It's kind of just like cemented in us from like a young age.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
This didn't happen. We, again with the Americentrism, it's just
Yeah.
like we are the superpower. We are
Yeah.
the blah blah blah. It's
Mhm.
just so toxic and bad.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
It was very like territorial, and like the whole they use the word civilized, where they try to just like make
Mhm.
natives like adapt to their culture.
Yeah.
And then they're the ones acting like they're the ones who had their culture
Exactly,
messed
yeah.
up,
Mhm.
and like it was just very terrible. And like with the younger generation, it's like if you want to say violence for a little older than like kindergartners,
Mhm.
then don't teach a glorified
Yeah,
romanticized
exactly.
version.
No, that's-
just don't teach
yeah.
it at all, and then later on go over what the true history is, because then you don't have that
Mhm.
fake
Yeah.
understood narrative.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay, our next one is basically what ended up happening. So a bunch of these New England dudes were like, man, we should really make Thanksgiving about us, about what we did. And then this random article by this random dude. They said it in the article, so it's not a random dude, but it basically, the article was talking about how like on Thanksgiving all these people were like eating food and it was a giant party, and then that kind of became like I think they called it like the Thanksgiving feast. So it became kind of a trend, and it like basically it went like not like internet viral, but it went like viral for the time. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it went like newspaper viral back then. And then what ended up happening was Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War was trying to get like he was trying to get some support for re-election because that was during the Civil War. So he declared it a holiday because he knew people like were like, dude, I love eating a bunch of food and partying every year.
And shooting turkeys and hunting.
Yeah, and then when they make it a holiday, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, we can get work off.
Yeah,
So-
and in like the Civil War, he was really trying to unify the country because there was a Civil War.
Yeah, so he was trying to be like, y'all, let's just be thankful.
America.
Yeah.
Which is, I think it's just, it shows that like I'm wondering like I didn't expect like the Civil War to be like a kind of a major, because that is a major component of why Thanksgiving is, because he made it like a national holiday.
Yeah,
Like,
I never knew it was like.
yeah, I didn't either. It
I
was
never
like
knew
a
that
political
political
thing
part,
that the
yeah.
reason it like started. That was political tensions. Political tensions.
Yeah.
Ian, sorry.
The last segment part of this.
No. We have one more. And like why it's this. I can talk about it. During
okay.
during the Reconstruction era after the Civil War, like the main myth that we know today, where the Pilgrims like peacefully imperialized America, was basically like kind of used as a cope, especially with like America's like, because at the time too, like was this around like westward expansion too?
Yeah.
Where that was when they had like the Trail of Tears and stuff, so they were kind of trying to cope. What I have here is they were trying to cope with America's very recent colonial violence.
Yeah, there was that. There was the colonial violence. Then there was also the violence of the Civil War, which is the most like U.S. numbers wise. That's like, killed the most people, the bloodiest war. So like that was a terrible. Just they were trying to be like, trying to cope with all the disgusting things they were witnessing.
Yeah,
And the absurdity of it all too.
Yeah.
Just to live through that is just
I
absolutely
know.
like traumatizing, like horrible.
Yeah, I think it was like a propaganda machine almost, where like they knew they were, I mean, as they were quite literally like directly harming Indigenous Americans, then the myth got popularized of like, Thanksgiving is lit, which is not.
That's not exactly how it went.
No.
And then for the final section, From a Glance, Sid, would you like to read that?
Yeah.
Sure. So the story of the Pilgrims landing on the Mayflower was not as simple and peaceful as it is told today.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to like take a step back and like, me and Ian kind of created this section to be like, because we've talked about it too, like, to not celebrate Thanksgiving is almost like, not that it's hard, but like it's such a huge holiday.
And
that,
yeah, like it's a huge part of the culture, the like American culture.
Yeah.
But really, you should be celebrating something on Thanksgiving. But what you should be celebrating is the Native people and recognizing what they went through.
Yes.
Not celebrating the Pilgrims
Yeah.
and what they did.
so just make sure you know what you celebrate.
Yeah. So celebrate the right thing. Don't just completely push it all away, because
Yeah.
they
And
deserve
educate
recognition.
others, and definitely educate others, and maybe your family.
Mhm.
You know. And
Yeah. So yeah, is there anything else that like either of you would want to say, like final thoughts, what you're thinking?
Just overall, if you're celebrating, make sure to know what you're celebrating and like educate and yourself and others on really what you're celebrating, and that like we can flip this as a society on a like in a good way to make it, instead of promoting Pilgrims, you recognize what the natives went through.
I feel bad. I feel like I cut off Sid a lot. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Is there anything else that you want to say, or anything that's on your mind, or no? It's up to you.
Well, I know that. Well, I guess how a lot of people celebrate Thanksgiving is just like
Mhm.
being thankful and being with your friends and your family. And so I think you guys really inspire me through your film, like your films and like your music, and how you guys are like so. You guys just like love it so much. And so, do you guys have anything you're thankful for? Like,
Yeah, let's
with
just talk
that
about some
stuff?
things we're
Yeah.
thankful for. You go first, Ian.
I'm thankful. I was thinking of this earlier. I'm thankful for carne asada tacos. I know I messed up the
Dude.
pronunciation. I'm thankful for those. But on the more serious note, I'm
Yeah.
thankful for my dogs. I'm thankful for my family, my friends, and my girlfriend. They all like are always there for me and support me through like everything, and they just mean the world. And I wouldn't be here without them.
Yeah. No, we'll go down the line.
All right. I'm so thankful for the friends that I have and just like the place where I live right now, and I don't know. I feel like I've been very content recently, and I'm so thankful for like the music we have access to generationally, and like we're able to get this information. We're able to like inform
Yeah.
ourselves and educate ourselves. So I think that's really important. How about you? What are you thankful for?
I'm really thankful. As a joke earlier when you said I love all my dogs, I was gonna say shout out Drake. Yeah, shout out Drake. He's a national treasure, even though he's not. He's a Canadian national treasure.
Oh yeah.
But I'm also, on a serious note, I'm thankful for my family and my friends all around me, and the fact that I just get to exist every day, and that's very much a privilege.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
definitely.
I'm just happy. Like you said earlier, like even though there's a lot of things about the world that are not good, it does always bring me some hope. And I know there's like the history is there and it's accessible and like all the resources.
And
to
it's
find
getting
those.
better.
Yeah, and it's getting better. But we still have, the world has a lot to work on.
It's
But
a lot of room.
it does give me a lot of hope sometimes that it's like, oh, we do have. It isn't all bad. There are some good things. Not to take away from bad things, obviously, but it gives me hope when I'm like, oh,
Actually,
Yeah,
like
that
when
we
I
can
see-
flip it in a
yeah,
nice
and like
way.
I see some like change somewhere in the world. I'm like, it's possible.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
gives me
there's
some
so
hope.
much room for growth. you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. Okay, now this next section is upcoming news.
It's pretty obvious. Thanksgiving break.
Yes.
We have
Yes.
Wednesday through Sunday off. Sunday, it'll be the 22nd through the 26th. So go have fun with your Thanksgiving time.
And it's getting closer and closer every day to December, holidays, Christmas, snow, ice.
Christmas
Yes.
holiday break, things like that.
Yes.
You know.
So I'm excited for that.
Mhm.
I'm really excited for Christmas break.
Yeah.
And we get our exams
Okay.
before Christmas break.
Boom. Which part of me is like, no, I can't study, but realistically, I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For Christmas break, I'll just be like, man, I'm really going to study.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. So yeah. Now for the media. So any media you guys have that you wanted to share?
Yes, I have media. For people who don't know, this little media section is like where we shout out maybe a song, a movie, a show, something we've consumed as our little teenage Gen Z brains have to, which I love
Of
doing.
course.
Literally, I love doing. So, man, mine is straight up just, I would say 2 songs, maybe 3 songs. I would do Is It a Crime by Sade.
Is it a crime?
Really good. Probably Soul Love by David Bowie. Listened to that this morning.
Mm-hmm. It's one of
Love
my
that
favorites.
song. And Meaty Fun.
I don't know that one. Is it? Oh, okay.
Shout out.
It's some YouTubers.
Couple of YouTubers I really like. I really like their
Nick is
music.
not green or something.
They made the new song actually like a couple weeks ago called Liver. Have I showed you this yet?
No, I don't.
I need
think
to
so.
show you
gotta
their
show
new
me
song.
that.
It's right
Okay.
here. I have it. I need to show you later. It's I really enjoy it. A couple people I showed didn't really like
It's
it.
different.
But
their
no, this is
music.
like even more different.
Oh, that is
but,
okay. Okay.
Well, not crazy, but I really like it, and that's all that matters.
So true, so true. I've been really into Eduardo Mateo. He is
I've heard that.
so talented with like the guitar and stuff. Particularly, I like the song "Niñas al Sol." So good. Definitely get into him. That's all I
Yeah.
gotta say.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mm-hmm. How about you?
For me, Mercury by Steve Lacy. I forgot. He like really switched up with that one. I used to like
that
listen to him nonstop. I was like, yeah, I'm really quirky. I listen to
Steve
indie music
Lacy.
like Steve Lacy. But that one he did really switch it up, and it's very unique.
And the lyrics are really good in it too.
Yeah, the lyrics are good. And then just as I drive my, I'm so
I'm so
sorry.
sorry.
And then also just Michael Jackson. I feel like I've mentioned him before, but he's just such an icon. I've really been listening to him a lot
Shout out
lately.
Michael Jackson.
He just I listened to the music version or the music video version of one of his songs. I can't remember which song, and it had like some cool story to it, and it was just really cool listening
his
to it
music
because I
videos
didn't
are so
expect it.
talented.
So yeah.
Also, shout out "Baby Be Mine" by Michael Jackson. I like that song.
Mm-hmm. So
Any shows that y'all have been consuming recently?
I might watch Breaking Bad again. Again, I was obsessed with it, but I always was doing something else while watching it. So this time I might want to really focus. So.
Okay.
Little Women. I just watched Little Women, and it
Oh.
was such a good movie.
I feel
really
like I've heard
it.
of that.
Yeah.
But is it like I know there's an old book. Does it have Timothée Chalamet in it?
Yeah, it does, but I was kind of, I don't know, Whoa, sorry.
I think that kind of explains. I kind
No,
of get
it's
what you're
just so
saying.
like I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah.
It's just such like a empowering movie, and
Mhm.
I definitely recommend it. You should go watch it.
Yeah, that's cool.
All should go watch it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My media, I shouted it out last week, and I might continue to shout it out for the next like 5 weeks. Jujutsu Kaisen, go watch it. The newest episode. Oh, well, by the time this comes out, there'll be another one, but the second to newest episode blew my mind. The show only gets better, and I really like the writing because because people are gonna hate me like, the writing's pretty simple. I don't care. I like it.
I've noticed that with like Demon Slayer too. That was my first anime, and it's
I
like,
like Demon Slayer.
yeah, I like it. It's just it's kind of funny sometimes because
That's what
you're
I'm
like
saying.
watching it and like I'm used to in English class they're like show don't tell, and they're like, okay, I am going to. Oh, he must have done this by doing this
I
and
know.
it's funny.
That's
but
anime though, where
yeah,
they like explain
it's-
them.
Yeah, it's
lit.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. Also, not big announcement, but starting from today, we are going to be releasing episodes bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly
Me and-
because we'll
me
be
and Ed talked
helping
about it.
with. There's going to be a superintendent run podcast.
Yeah,
so we'll be
by our
helping produce
superintendent,
that. We
Mr.
don't know
Smith.
times. We can't confirm any release dates or anything consistency like that. But will be hopefully helping add to the removed content that we'll be producing.
Yeah, and we also realized too that like every week it's kind of hard to. It was only really at the beginning of the year where we had stuff going on every week, and we realized like we just really, like, no offense to ourselves, but like we don't really need to. People don't need to hear from us every week.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And we just want to put some effort into some other things. Shout out our TikTok.
Mhm.
So we want to be working on that. So we're gonna be releasing episodes every 2 weeks.
Yep.
And yeah,
But more TikToks and more other content coming out from the school as always. So
of course.
still trying to push out a lot.
And anything else? Any y'all want to say? Shout out any people, any loved ones.
Just a mission of the day. If there's
Oh.
some type of
Oh,
like
for
whether it's a
sure.
hobby or like maybe playing an instrument. I don't know if you guys can hear, but there is a band in the background. Maybe you wanted to play an instrument. Go try that out. Maybe you
Yes.
wanted to make videos. Try that out. Maybe you've
Do
always
it.
wanted to get into baking. Do that.
Do it.
Go
Be
pursue an
creative.
interest.
Yeah, be creative. Be artistic. You know.
Do it.
Boom.
Bye bye.
Do it. Bye, Toodles. Thanks for sitting, and thanks for everyone, and thanks for giving.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.